G'day and welcome to the Box Seat. I'm Pete Antonis. It's good to be here to preview 8 races from Belmont Park this Wednesday. A quick look at the forecast, sunny and 22 degrees. The rail is out in the 14 metre position and I'm expecting a good forward track for racing. Race 1 at Belmont jumps at 12:39. It's the Go Racing for Free before the Football Maiden over 1,000 metres, and we'll have a look at the most recent performance of War Secrets.
Lassie is showing the way. War Secrets got to the outside very stylishly. Z Storm back in the centre, then Samambo, Missing Pro weaving clear. War Secrets is after Classy Lassie, Missing Pro coming through. False Statements down the outside. Classy Lassie just in front. Samambo, Missing Pro, False Statement and War Secrets getting through. Samambo for Parnham takes the lead and Samambo.
Thought this was a nice little performance there from War Secrets, resuming in a pretty decent race there behind False Statement. Got itself into a good position, 1 out, 1 back on what was an even to a fast tempo on that occasion. Overall, it recorded a good figure and wasn't really beaten too far. It suddenly gets blinkers on for the first time, William Pike as well, and despite the wide draw, I'm pretty confident he'll get it into a position with cover and it should be strong going to the line. So it goes on top for me, War Secrets from 2 Soul City, another horse that returned or actually debuted in particularly good fashion. It jumped well, led on a fast tempo and really was just being zapped late there on the line after being eyeballed by the horse that was sitting on the outside of it. So I think with a slightly easier run in transit, it would certainly be figuring the finish. The third pick is the 4 Scandolo, who was that horse who was eyeballing Soul City. He came off second best, so to speak, in ending up 4th on that occasion, but again, wasn't beaten too far and does have claims from the wide draw. The 4th pick is a 10, which is Sensational, who's coming from a relatively slow northern race, but I'm just waiting forward to see how this horse goes in a bit more tempo. It should again settle somewhere on speed. On top in race 1 is 7 War Secrets from 2 Soul City, 4 Scandolo and 10 Sensational. Race 2 at Belmont jumps at 1:14. It's the Tab Touch Betty or Bet plate over 1,200 metres. And we'll have a look at that first up performance of Time to Sizzle.
Session, Not My Fight, just off them. Time to Sizzle travels okay. It's about to get a split through now. Huru Lads has got the lead. Time to Sizzle's getting off its heels now. And then came Chatter Session, Snipperana and Santander from Not My Fight. On the outside, Time to Sizzle after Huru Lads. Huru Lads just in front. Time to Sizzle won't get there. Huru Lads hanging on for Harvey and Huru Lads has won.
Another horse who showed a fair bit in its trials before debuting there last start at Belmont. And look, the horse itself did a little bit wrong in run. It seemed to just get itself into an awkward position there when sitting second on the outside of the leader before being restrained into the box seat. Just took that little moment to get clear. It couldn't catch the leader, but that was on a day when the first 6 races or so did seem to favour those horses out in front and rolling. So from gate 6, I think Chris Parnham can just take the horse into another good spot in the leading 2 and should be difficult for a few of these first starters to get past. Second pick is a 10, Kentucky Love, who is a first starter. It's had the 1 trial so far this preparation. It jumped best from the wide barrier, came across and led on an even tempo. It was swamped early there in the straight, just seemed to be cuddled late in the piece and did still kick well under minimal pressure. So I'm expecting a good performance here from this horse. Third pick is a 3, which is Modern Times, another first starter. It's had 2 trials. The most recent of those was just restrained back to near last in the field with a bit of cover. Made some wide running coming around into the turn and picked up late, just going onto the line. I'm expecting the horse will appreciate the 1,200. Fourth pick is the 7 Chatter Session, who's coming from that same Time to Sizzle race. It came out wide on that occasion. Just seemed to tire late, but it didn't necessarily have an easy run in transit. On top in race 2 is 5, which is Time to Sizzle from 10 Kentucky Love, 3 Modern Times and 7 Chatter Session. Race 3 at Belmont jumps at 1:49. It's the Matt Busby handicap over 1,300 metres, and we'll have a look at the most recent performance of Kakadu, last seen at Belmont.
Wide on the track, and still there is Apollo, followed by Lickety Split, who's back in the centre. Just behind them, Buck Torio as they come down inside the 250, and here's Kakadu right down the outside from Black Shadow. Inside the 250, Apollo fighting on the inside, Perceive, Lickety Split, and then came on the outside, Kakadu. Perceive fights back strongly from Lickety Split and Apollo. Perceive's in front though for Parnham, and Perceive has won from Lickety Split, Apollo, Kakadu.
I'm going to give Kakadu one more chance here. The horse itself was coming off a bit of an extended break there last start, close to the month or so between runs. Got itself back into the field, made some wide running, seemed to really loom up in the straight, but just peaked a little bit late. This doesn't look like there's as much tempo up front And so the horse itself with Jared Noski on board should be able to just settle itself towards the tail, and we'll probably try for the same tactics once more. Hopefully they can make ground with the rail out in 14 metres, and if it can, I'm pretty confident the horse has the turn of foot to take care of a few of these. Second pick is the 6 My Lady Fair. It led their last start on an even to a fast tempo, kicked clear in the straight. Just with about 150 metres to go, it really tired and hit the wall before being swamped by Rosebush. So for me, if it gets just that little bit less tempo up front and can still lead, I certainly think it's the horse to beat. Third pick is 3 City Circle. It's possibly a forgive their last start. It was coming off a heavy track, and although it was leading on just a moderate tempo, it really seemed to hit the brick wall there in the straight. So you could give it one more chance. The horse was well supported on that occasion. Fourth pick is 1 Carheelan, who almost has the same comment there. Another horse coming off a heavy performance, just seemed to be a little bit flat despite sitting 1 out, 1 back, but I'm expecting with the blinkers off, they'll ride it a bit colder this start. On top in race 3 is 2 Kakadu from 6 My Lady Fair, 3 City Circle and 1 Carheelan. Race 4 at Belmont jumps at 2:24. It's the Don Revy handicap over 1,000 metres, and we'll have a look at the most recent performance of La Bionda.
Glasgow Girl, the Grey Distant Trilogy. So Harvey's tracking up Pike in the straight, 250 to go. City Circle, Misty Lad, Carheelan, Mankind trying to get out. Here's Glasgow Girl joining in with a good run. Misty Lad got to the front. City Circle fights back. Mankind coming. Glasgow Girl, then Distant Trilogy. Mankind hit the front, wanted to lay in. It's clear from Glasgow Girl, Distant Trilogy, and Mankind has won from Distant Trilogy.
Doesn't read much on paper, finishing 10th from 11th, but it must say, La Bionda didn't have any luck whatsoever in that most recent performance. The horse jumped well from a wide barrier, was restrained back to try and find cover, ended up 3 to 4 wide without cover, bumped in the straight and then was just eased up late. So I think coming back to gate 1, if it can jump well again and put itself into the box seat, despite the fact it's over a little bit less journey here, I think the horse itself, the recent form and figures have been pretty good for an event like this. Second pick is the 8 Classy Lassie, who was away okay, was ridden to lead there, seemed to peak with 100 to go, and despite the fact it was off a relatively similar tempo, it was about 2.5 lengths inferior to that first up performance. So I just wonder if it was a little bit flat second up. Third pick is the 3, which is City Chant. Ran really well there last start, pushed itself outside the leader, had a bit of cover and was just dominant there in the straight. Recorded a new personal best and had full momentum going into the straight. So again, if it gets itself into a good position from 9, you have to respect it off that last start. Fourth pick is the 2 Transgressor, who's getting Willie Pike on board. Seems to map perfectly from gate 5. Is an out-and-out 1,000 metre horse as well. Just seemed to lose a bit of momentum in the straight there last start. On top in race 4 is 5 La Bionda from 8 Classy Lassie, 3 City Chant and 2 Transgressor.